queen.
You've been promoted?
I'm a princess queen.
A princess queen?
Uh-huh.
Who promoted you?
Nobody, just made it up.
My name is Natalie Cornbaugh, and I grew up in the heart of Ohio with my best friend and my dairy cattle. Life was simple, filled with early mornings in the barn and late nights preparing for shows. That's where my story begins, rooted in agriculture, community, and a deep love for animals. Toward the end of my time in Ohio, I had just started working with pigs. I was still very much a dairy kid. But something about swine caught my attention. It was new, it was challenging, and I was intrigued. I didn't know it yet, but those first experiences were planting a seed that would grow far beyond what I imagined. In 2016, my family packed up and moved across the country to Idaho. It was a big shift from the green pastures of the Midwest to the open fields of the West. At first, it felt like I was leaving behind everything I had known. I missed the smell of the dairy barn, the routine of milking, and the comfort of familiarity. But life has a way of planting new seeds when you least expect it. In Idaho, I continued with swine. What was a project for the fair quickly became a full-blown passion. I learned how to properly raise pigs, how to manage their health and growth, how to read genetics, and how to compete at a high level. I began to understand the depths of this species and the agricultural systems that support them. And from there, my world kept expanding. I joined FFA and got deeply involved, eventually serving as my chapter's vice president. I've had the chance to serve on multiple committees, give speeches at leadership events, and compete in a wide variety of contests. FFA opened doors I never imagined, opportunities that helped me grow not just as a student, but as a person. I dove into livestock judging, drone flying, animal systems, ag computers, coding and programming, and more. I got to combine my love for agriculture with technology, and that was a turning point. I realized that our industry isn't just about tradition, it's about innovation. And if we want to feed the future, we have to be ready to adapt, evolve, and lead. I've also found myself deeply passionate about advocating for mental health in agriculture. It's something we don't talk about enough, how isolating this lifestyle can be, especially for youth, and how important it is to support each other beyond just our work in the barn. Speaking up about these issues has become part of my mission, and I carry that message wherever I go. Through all these changes, from Ohio to Idaho, from dairy to swine, from animal care to computer science, one thing has stayed constant: my values. Honesty, compassion, work ethic, and a deep respect for the people and animals who make agriculture possible. And that brings me to the example of Nicolet law. As they've expanded into new areas and introduced themselves to new communities, they've stayed true to their Midwest values. They didn't let growth pull them away from their foundation. They let their foundation guide their growth. That's what I've tried to do too. Because whether you're stepping into a new species, a new classroom, or a new community, you don't have to lose yourself. You don't have to compromise what matters to you just because the environment is unfamiliar. So how do you balance it? How do you stay true to your roots while embracing new ideas, cultures, systems, and experiences? Here's what I've learned. First, remember where you came from. The barn in Ohio will always be a part of me. The work ethic I learned there, the early mornings, the tough days, the patience and care, that shaped everything I've done since. Second, stay curious but grounded. Curiosity is what pushed me to try coding, to fly drones, to give speeches. But I didn't dive into those things to impress people. I did it because I wanted to grow. I've learned that you can explore without straying too far from who you are. And third, lead with purpose. Every choice I've made, whether it's raising pigs, giving a presentation, or pursuing a pre-vet degree, has come from a place of passion. Not just for animals, but for the people and communities who rely on them. That's what gives my work meaning. As I look ahead, I know there's still so much to learn. I'm currently studying pre-veterinary science at the University of Idaho, diving deep into everything from genetics to ecosystems. And I'll continue to grow academically, professionally, and personally. But I'll do it with my roots firmly planted. Like Nicolet law, I want to grow wide without growing away. I want to be someone who brings my values into every new space I enter, not someone who leaves them behind. Because in a world that's constantly changing, our values are what keep us steady. They help us stay focused even when we're overwhelmed. They remind us who we are when everything around us is new. So wherever you're headed, whether it's college, a new job, or a new community, don't be afraid to grow, but grow with intention, grow with purpose, and most importantly, grow with your values leading the way.